It doesn't matter, it's all behind us now. Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Stilgoe in the shed here. Episode 42. That's trouble 21. And if you like a double again, 10 and a half. How are you all? Hope you're well. Hope you're enjoying this sort of in-between weather. Medium pressure, not high pressure, not low pressure, medium. Lovely to see you all again. I say hello with my left hand to the regulars. Oh yeah? And I say with my right hand hello to anyone new. We call you the newbies. This is Vintage Tuesday. We're going tip-top, tippity-choppeting, rip-rop-libbity-bobbeting, mate. We're going tip-toppeting back to 1920 Nickington Wicketing. I've got lots of oldies today, but they're the best. And I'm going to begin with a song by Harold Arlen and Ira Gershwin and Yip Harburg. And it's another of those songs that seems to be written about now, even though it's from the 50s. Someday we'll go places, new lands and new faces, the day we quit punching the clock. The future looks pleasant, but at present, let's take a walk around the block. You're just a companion, I wander Grand Canyon, for throwing old blades down the rock. The money we have will go for travel. Meantime, let's walk around the block. Gangway will begin when our ship comes in. I'll just dream of Montmartre while we keep 2 meters apart. To London in Maytime, to Paris in playtime, to Venice in time for a frog, to Boston in bean time, darling. Meantime, let's take a walk around the block. That's all we're allowed. Well, you're allowed to drive a bit longer to another block, just as long as the drive is shorter than the block walk. In winter at Christmas, we'll visit the Isthmus. We'll see how they lock up the walk. And then in Caracas, on a jackass, we'll take a ride around the block. We'll keep to our promise to visit St. Thomas, and then at Jamaica we'll dock. The prospect is thrilling, still I'm willing right now to walk around the block. En route to Cathay, then to Mandalay, boom up to Bangkok, Plops to the Vladivostok. We'll send the folks cables, accumulate labels, buy souvenirs till we're in hock. But since we are flat in old Manhattan, let's take a walk around the block. Block walking. I haven't done that song for ages. If you like that, Harold Arlen, the Harold Arlen songbook, Ella Fitzgerald, that's the one. What are you all chatting about? You're all chatting about something.
I can see it, but I can't tell what it is. I can see it, but I can't see it, you know? I can see it, but I can't see it.
Hey Joe, that would be a good song title. Oh gosh. Here's an email, guys, and it does begin like that. Hey Joe, that would be a good song title. It is our dear daughter Sophie's birthday today. She is a keen pianist and was due to play for the Geoids amateur production of Chicago in London in October, which has had to be postponed. Sophie is loving your shed shows as a welcome break from working at home, and she would absolutely be delighted if you could play anything from Chicago. Many thanks for the shows which have become a compliment. We all look forward to when we can see you live again. We all look forward to when we can see you live again. Tim and Judith Wright. Tim and Judith, what a lovely email. Good joke at the start. I read it out wrong, as I do. It's my thing. It's my catch trademark. Catchment. It's my catchment. Catchphrase. That's it. And hello, Sophie. I hope your birthday is going merrily. I have no idea what age you are, which is good. It's fine. We're any age. Also, I have no idea what geoids is. It's spelt Geoids. I can only assume it's Greater East Oxford Independent Dramatic Society. Or General Empathetic Ovoid Independent Dynamo Scheme. Tell me what geoids is, Tim and Judith Wright, and then we can all move on. And thank you. Come in. People are coming in. Come in. Come in. Wipe your feet. The shed isn't big enough for all of us, guys. But if you're just coming in, welcome to Stilgoe in the Shed. If you've just tuned in for the first time, I welcome you heartily. This isn't how I normally look. I put on a vintage cap to make myself look like I'm from the past. And I think it works. But even though everything I wear is from the past anyway. Well, nobody's bought clothes for weeks, so I suppose we're all sort of living in a time capsule. Anyway, I'm going to play something for the very first time from Chicago. And because I am of the jazz persuasion, and if you didn't know that, and it's made you tune out, I'm sorry. Got my kazoo. Chicago. Candor and Ebb. Come on, babe. Oh, just a caveat. Disclaimer, if you like. Don't like French. This is a song for women, by the way. If I mention anything that might be a little bit confusing, deal with it. Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and pull my stockings down. There it is. And all that jazz, start the car and know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hole where there's a nightly brawl. And oh, that jazz. Slick your hair, wear your buckle shoes, and all that jazz. I hear that Father Dip is gonna blow the blues. That jazz. Hold on, hon, we're gonna body hug. I brought some aspirin down at United Drug. In case you shake apart, I want a brand new start to do. Jazz. We're playing fast and loose, and all that jazz right up here is where I store the juice. And all that jazz, come on babe, we're gonna brush the sky. I bet you're lucky Linda never flew so high, 'cause in the stratosphere, how could he lend an ear to all that jazz? And all that jazz. Oh, she's gonna shimmy till her garters break. And all that jazz. Sure, when a Parker girdle her baby's grief. Oh, that, sorry, next door. Oh, that jazz. Some anger there. My water. My water! It's in the quarter! It's in the quarter of the shed. I just had to go and retrieve my water from the water desk. The nave of the shed, the altar. Well, thank you everyone. And happy birthday, Sophie! I'm so sorry about your production of Chicago. And let's all look forward to many lovely theatre productions and all that jazz. So, yes, any more emails? No. May the 5th. What happens on May the 5th? May the 5th be with you? Oh yeah, you're talking about rouging your knees. I was wondering why you're commenting on knees. I was hoping it wasn't about my knees. Young women would apply rouge to their exposed kneecaps. These rosy knees were considered pretty and healthy looking, as we now think of rosy cheeks. Interesting. But you get a red knee when you cross your legs, don't you? That's the thing. So maybe it was considered demure to cross your legs. You know, that red knee thing. Anyway, I've stopped rouging my knees because it brings out a rash on my knee, which sort of gives a double red appearance. Too much rouge. I love a bit of historical, allegorical, moral discussion. I'm going to park these in the bulging pile of discarded lyrics over the years, over the shed shows 41 to 1. Anyway, guys, Penny Carr has asked for "I've Got a Crush on You," which is a lovely, lovely, lovely song. I'd written Gershwin today. I knew I was going to do some Gershwin. That Walk Around the Block was by Ira, George's delightful wife, Ira. And this one, "I've Got a Crush on You." Yeah, I've never sung this. This was originally written for a woman again. Maybe I should just do gender flipped songs today. But I found a re-lyriced version that Sinatra did. Lots of male singers have done this, but Sinatra did one. So it was, I think it was originally "How Glad the Many Millions of Toms and Dicks and Williams." Anyway, it's being changed to Annabelles and Lillians. So if you don't like those names, you could, in your mind, implant Catherines and Gillians. Anyway, Joe sings the girls. So this is one of those lovely, coy, I don't love you, but I do love you kind of songs. How glad the many millions of Annabelles and Williams. I sang Williams because it was in my head. Let me start again. How glad the many millions of Annabelles and Lillians would be to capture me. But you had such persistence, you wore down my resistance, I fell, and it was swell. I'm your big and brave and handsome Romeo. How I won you I shall never ever know. It's not that you're attractive, but all my heart grew active when you came into view. I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Makes me sigh, never had the least notion I could fall with so much emotion. Could you coo? Could you care for a cunning cottage? We could share the world, will pardon my blush, 'cause I have got a crush on you. Could you coo? Could you coo? Could you coo? Could you care for a cunning cottage? We could share the world, will pardon my mush, 'cause I have got a crush, my baby, on you. I think the blackbird either likes the ballads or hates the ballads. Can you hear it? Can you hear my menagerie? Nuts and my menagerie. I hope you're all okay out there. I'm sorry to say that the director of photography not here today. We'd switched it to the Tuesdays, Thursdays, and the Saturdays. But with a malfunctioning child just not keeping to her nap schedule, we can't get them trained well enough. If someone would like to come and be our nanny, 2-meter nanny, that would be great. And just sit in the shed, look after the children. Ian Knight, I've got a crush on you.
Ian, not in here, please.
I'm just picking up fag ends from your conversation. I'm sorry to get involved. We brief. Love for Sale. Here's a Cole Porter number. And then something very exciting is about to happen. I know. Best wishes to DOP. She did a brilliant job yesterday. It was lovely to have her back. She wasn't here the whole week last week. And gives me someone to talk to. Not just the screen and my tripod. Yeah, I know, Perrine, everything is exciting in the shed. If I could just show you one day the tropical corner and then the stuffed cushion area. What a time you'd have coming around here. You might nanny if you were closer, but the problem is, Maxine, you can't be closer, and that's why we can't have a nanny. We've got to do it ourselves. Got to do the childcare ourselves. But we're enjoying it, in a way. I mean, get told that school is ending and nursery's ending, and you think, well, that's our life gone. But we're managing, and I'm sure we're in very much not the worst position of lots of people. So thinking about all of them and hoping someday this dratted cover penumbra of doom is lifted from us. Anyway, here's Love for Sale. This is a song. It sort of ties in with all that jazz. It's quite racy. It's Cole Porter sort of shining a light on a world of something we'd rather not talk about. Should I do that speed? No. There's a great Buddy Rich big band version which is so good. If you look it up, Love for Sale, Buddy Rich. It goes that lick, maybe a little bit under that. Appetizing young love for sale. Love that's only fresh and spoiled. Love that's only slightly soiled. Love for sale. Who will buy? Who would like to sample my supply? Who's prepared to pay the price for a trip to paradise? Love for sale. Pipe of love in the childish way. I know every type of love in the Gungan Bay. If you want the thrill of love, I've been through the mill of love. Oh, love, new love, every type of new love. Love chords for sale. Sorry, a cold. Appetizing young love for sale. If you want to buy my wares, follow me and climb the stairs. Love for sale. Love. Pipe of love in their childish way. I know every type of love better far than they. If you want the thrill of love, I've been through the mill of love. Old love, new love, every type of new love. Love for sale. Appetizing young love for sale. If you wanna buy my wares, follow me and climb the stairs. Love, love, love for sale. Love for sale. Love for sale. Love for sale. For sale. And I finished my water as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. A small bow and a large bow and a medium bow. Bow wow. Right, well that sends us into the last number with some energy and vim and vigour. And, to use an old word, spunk. I have a lovely email here, and I must, at this point, express my deepest regret, condolences, and embarrassment, and shame. Because this is an email from April the 30th, and I've only just found it. I had a little sift through the inbox. And let's not get too technical about it, guys, but I've made a smart inbox, which hopefully filters all of the shed emails into one inbox. Yeah, and my left elbow did just play a lovely little E sus2 sort of chord, which is what my elbow's favourite chord is. And I think this one slipped the net, so I just typed in shed in my inbox. This came up. Sir, a newbie correspondent but veteran listener, although rarely live as work commitments still ongoing. I can do catch up during weekly travel between residing at school here in Surrey where I'm chipping in. I think you have a Morehouse connection with the head of music and may have even performed here. Yes, I was at university with the head of music there, I think. Hello, Mark. Place. And home in Bournemouth by the seaside. You are performing, compliment, to ease away the A31 and M27 travails, and the return journey can normally do a week's shows in one. I'm sure your regulars have requested pretty much every song ever written, but might I qualify for a Vintage Tuesday spot sometime? If I get carried out when the time comes to hit the road, Jack, it would be my funereal greatest wish. However, my brother Bruce has already bagged Choo Choo Boogie by Louis Jordan in the Timpani 5. I know that you've previously alluded and given a blast to the fantastic Five Guys Named Mo show, which I saw a number of times back in the day, but this one would give a massive toe-tapping, jive-talking, rootin'-tootin' lift to us all. Maybe a sports-themed show to come back before you go back to doing your mainline stuff, if ever. As a cricket nut, in brackets, Wimborne CC, cricket club, man and boy, and now an MCC chap as well. Right, I think you've already done TMS theme Soul Limbo, yes. And How's That by Sherbet might be pushing the limits of naffness. I don't know how's that. Dreadlock Holiday, etc. Yes, I know that. I don't like cricket. I'm sure your regulars could come up with more. We could do a sports show. Until such time, don't forget to raise your bat at 50 shows. Convert to a ton and we'll get you on the Lord's Honours Board. Cheers, Fred. He writes, P.S. Please don't play that Seaside number again. It reduced me to tears at Junction 1 near Cadnam the other week. Beautiful ballad though, and gives a compliment. Real attachment to those of us lucky enough to live near to the beach. Fred, what an absolutely delightful email. I think your surname is Pennell. That's just popped into my head. Thank you for writing. I'm so sorry for the delay in reading it out and responding. But I'm going to play Hit the Road Jack, because I used to do this at parties when I do parties and weddings, you know. It's a good floor clearer or filler, whatever you want to do to the floor. And I love Ray Charles so much. If you've never seen the film Ray, that's a really good one. It's one of those biopics that's very, very good, actually good. Jamie Foxx is amazing in it. This, like a lot of Ray Charles songs, apparently was just improvised on the spot. He would just start something like this and the band would go, do that. And it was improvised over a number of nights with his band, and then he'd tell the backing singers to do this and that. So a great song isn't just made by scribbling away on a piece of paper and staring at a blackbird. Sometimes it comes in the moment. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Oh woman, drink is on me. The meanest old woman that I ever seen. I guess if you say so, I have to pack my things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this way, 'cause I'll be back on the feet someday. Don't care if you do it. You ain't got no money, you just no good. Well, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more. Lord. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, the road, hit the road. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. Everybody say yeah, oh, hit the road, stop it, Catnip, stop it, Catnip, hit the road, Jack, hit the road, Fred, hit the road, 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 hit the road. Thank you, everyone. That is Vintage Tuesdays, done and dusted. Until next week. We'll see you tomorrow night, Wednesday night, for a wild Wednesday. Get your requests ready. Love you all. Send me messages, keep it going. Pass it on to a friend or someone you don't like. Stay well, best wishes. Goodbye. You're doing.